Most empires announced their power. They burned cities to send messages. They shattered armies to inspire fear. They ruled loudly so no one would forget who was in control. Persia chose something far more dangerous. Long before economists existed, before banks, before finance even had language, Persia uncovered a silent truth. The strongest form of power doesn't scream. It settles in. When people wake up using your money, when their trade flows through your roads, when their food, safety, and future depend on your system, they don't rebel, they adapt. Resistance feels unnecessary. Rebellion feels irrational. This was the moment power stopped wearing armor and started living inside daily life. This was the birth of invisible control. Every enduring system has a designer. For Persia, that designer was Darius I. Darius did not rule like a conqueror. He ruled like an engineer. Where others saw territory, he saw structure. Where others saw people, he saw systems. Chaos was not a challenge. It was the enemy. He divided the empire into provinces. He standardized taxation. He demanded records, measurements, accountability. For the first time, an empire knew in advance what it would earn. Wealth became predictable. Revenue became stable. Power became mathematical. Empires collapse when rulers improvise. Persia endured because Darius calculated. Persia's most effective weapon was not the sword. It was the Daric, a gold coin so pure, so consistent, that it erased doubt. No questions, no weighing, no negotiation. It spoke every language, without words. A merchant in Lydia, a trader in Babylon, a sailor in Egypt. None had seen a Persian battlefield. None feared a Persian army. Yet the moment they accepted Persian gold, they entered Persian influence. Trust travels faster than soldiers, and once trust moves ahead of force, force becomes optional. Persia understood a truth most rulers refuse to accept. People fight differently when survival is guaranteed. Soldiers were paid, not promised glory. Builders were compensated, not threatened. Administrators were rewarded, not coerced. Loyalty stopped being emotional. It became contractual. A paid empire doesn't rely on passion. It relies on incentives. And incentives don't defect easily. When loyalty is purchased fairly, betrayal becomes expensive. Taxes have destroyed more empires than enemies. Persia redesigned them. Each region paid according to capacity, not punishment, but proportion. In return, Persia delivered roads, water systems, protection, and order. Taxes were no longer theft. They were contribution. Subjects didn't feel drained. They felt invested. This is how an empire extracts wealth, without extracting hatred. Money without movement is powerless. Persia understood this. The royal road stretched thousands of kilometers, connecting cities, provinces, and markets. Messages crossed continents in days. Gold outran rebellion. While other empires moved at the speed of marching armies, Persia moved at the speed of information. And information always arrives before resistance. There were no banks, but Persia understood finance. Temples stored wealth. Merchant houses issued loans. Contracts were written, witnessed, and enforced. Trust replaced institutions. Ink replaced intimidation. When agreements are honored, violence becomes inefficient, and inefficient violence disappears. Persia did not isolate the world. It connected it. Trade routes linked Greece, Egypt, India, and Central Asia. Even enemies depended on Persian infrastructure. You don't need to conquer everyone. When everyone depends on your system, Persia ruled movement. And whoever controls movement controls destiny. Armies weakened. Kings fell. Cities changed rulers. But the system survived. Greeks adopted it. Persia left behind a lesson history keeps relearning. You can conquer land with violence, but you rule the world with systems. When money is trusted, when trade is protected, when power is quiet, control becomes invisible, and invisible power lasts the longest.